left-handed man. Now, there's something you need to know about this right now, okay? I don't know what it is. Who in here is left-handed? Could you just raise your hand? Left-handed people, can you raise your hand? Thank you very much. Now, there's not too many of you, but here's what you need to know about left-handed people during this time era and this culture, all right? People that were left-handed were looked down upon. They were kind of like second-class citizens. They were known as just kind of like, they're cool people, but they're just not as cool as the normal right-handed people, all right? You need to remember that, all right? So here's Ehud, who's a left-handed man. And it says this. It says, Ehud, a left-handed man, the son of Gera, the Benjamite, the Israelites sent him with a tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. Now Ehud made a double-edged sword about 1.5 feet long, which he strapped to his right thigh under his clothing. All right, here's what I want you to understand. Normal person who's right-handed, if they were going to send him to take a tribute to a king, remember this is like a big deal, he sent him to the king. Normally, of course, it'd be a right-handed man. So the guards who were going to check him to have any weapons would have been on his left thigh, right? Well, he says, the book says that Ehud made a double-edged sword, left-handed man, it's on his right thigh. They probably didn't look there, all right? Let's keep going. It says this, he presented the tribute to Eglon, king of Moab, and it says this, who was a very fat man. All right, so here's what we need to know. Is that King... Oh, we're struggling, guys. Come on, King was a very fat man. Now, when it says fat man, I'm curious. When I look at this passage, I'm kind of curious how fat, How fat was King Eglon? Because, we know there's some big people, and I don't know how fat King Eglon was, but to be honest with you, when I think of King Eglon and how fat he probably was, it may have looked something like this guy right there. I don't know if he was that big. Just to let you know, that's a picture of me right there. I used to be a sumo wrestler. I'm just kidding. So there he is. I don't know. Let's just pretend King Eglon is that big, all right? So remember, King Eglon is a very fat man. All right, let's keep going here. All right. It says he was a very fat man. Here, follow along with me, guys. Focus. Here we go. It says, after Ehud had presented the tribute, he sent on their way, man who carried it, at the idols near Gilgal. He himself turned back and said, I have a secret message for you, O king. The king said, quiet. And all his attendants left him. Ehud then approached him while he was sitting alone in the upper room of his summer palace and said, I have a message from God for you. As the king rose from his seat, Ehud reached with his left hand, drew the sword from his right thigh, and plunged it into the king's belly. All right, so here we go. We've got, remember, left-handed Ehud. Remember, kind of second class, not as cool as everyone else. Left-handed off the right thigh, double-edged sword. Here's King Eglon, huge fat man. It says he took the sword, bang, right into his belly. All right? Now, there's something that's pretty awesome about this. Now, I'm reading from the NIV version, but it doesn't say it here. But in the King James Version of the Bible, I don't know why it's not in here, but in the King James Version it says this. Right after it says, he plunged the dagger into his belly, it says this. Now you guys can try and figure it out for yourselves. But it says, and the dirt fell. Do you know what that means? That means that doo-doo hit the floor, alright? That's what that means. So when it says the dirt fell, it's talking about poop, okay? That's what it's talking about. All right, let's keep reading here. I love this story. I don't even know why. Here we go. Okay. It says, remember, Eglon, fat man, it says, even the handle sunk in after the blade, which came out his back. Ehud did not pull the sword out, and the fat closed in over it. I know it's gross. Then Ehud went out to the porch. He shut the doors of the upper room behind him and locked them. After he had gone, the servants came and found... This is my favorite part, okay? Don't miss this. It goes like this. Alright, it says, even the handle sunk in over the... Okay. Then Ehud went out to the porch. He shut the doors of the upper room behind him and locked them. After he had gone, the servants came and found the doors of the upper room locked. They said, he must be relieving himself. Which means they said, he must be going to the bathroom. Probably should go in. That's gross, okay? It says he must be relieving himself in the inner room of the house. They waited to the point of embarrassment. But when he did not open the doors of the room, they took a key and unlocked them. There they saw the Lord fall into the floor dead. While they waited, Ehud got away. He passed by the idols and escaped to Sarai. When they arrived there, he blew a trumpet in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went down with him from the hills, with him leading them. Follow me, he ordered, for the Lord has given Moab, your enemy, into your hands. So they followed him down and taking possession of the fords of the Jordan that led to Moab. They allowed no one to cross over. At that time they struck down about 10,000 Moabites, all vigorous and strong. Not a man escaped. That day Moab was made subject to Israel, and the land had peace for 80 years. All right, now I want to stop there for a second. All right, guys, here's what's going on. I want to tell you why I love this story so much. I mean, part of it's funny because it talks about dirt falling. Part of it's funny because it's talking about this huge fat man. All right? Now, I don't know about you. I know I'm immature sometimes, and I'm okay with that because I find silly things just funny, okay? It's okay. But here's the big thing.